All right, everybody. Sorry for the false start there, as usual. Since I stream like once a year, this is what happens, you know. But I think we're live both on YouTube and Facebook currently, and I've got my lovely wife here, Crystal, who's going to be off to the side running the show. But I want to welcome you all here, and I'm going to start with one of my favorite songs, which is the only sort of deep track on the My Way reissue. It is. I'll talk about it later. I'm just gonna play it. All right, here we go. Phone's off the hook. No one knows where we are. It's a long time since I drank champagne. The ocean's blue as your eyes. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. Old, long since gone. Now way back when we lived in Coney Island. There ain't no good thing ever dies. Gonna take it with me when I go. Far, far away, train whistle blows. Wherever you're going, wherever you've been, waving goodbye at the end of the day. You're up and you're over, you're far away. Always for you and forever yours. It felt just like the old days. We fell asleep on Beulah's porch. Gonna take it with me when I go. All broken down by the side of the road. I was never more alive or alone. I've worn the faces off all the cards. Gonna take it with me when I go. The children are playing the end of the day. Strangers are singing all night long. There's got to be more than flesh and bone when all that you love is all you own. In a land there's a town, and in that town there's a house, and in that house there's a woman, and in that woman there's a heart I love. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. That is Take It With Me by Tom Waits, the great Tom Waits, who I was introduced to right around the year, well, the late 2000s. I was on a artist retreat with my old record label, with my old band down here, and we were in a session where they had this keynote speaker who was hanging out with us, just a few artists in this beautiful location in central Washington State. And he played this song for us as kind of a launching point for his talk. And I'd never heard it before. I'd never heard of Tom Waits. And this was my introduction to this incredible artist. And Tom's version is a little different than mine, as you can imagine, if you know his sound. Super, super gravelly, broken-sounding voice, which perfectly fits that song. And that's one of the few times that I can remember immediately, first time hearing a song, falling in love with it. It is one of my favorite songs of all time. I actually played it at my brother's wedding, and I couldn't get through it. I mean, I got through it, but just barely. I mean, I had to take a pause and choked up and everything. And we did a video, didn't we, Crystal?
We sure did.
Yeah, we did a music video for it that you can find on YouTube, and it stars my wife and I. And that's why I put it on My Way, which is a collection of my favorite, some of my favorite songs of all time. And I knew that one had to go on the record, even though it doesn't necessarily fit the bill of well-known songs. All the other songs on the album are very well-known classics, except for that one because I forced it on there because I just love it so much. That's the one that's just for me, and I hope you like it too if you've never heard it. But here I am today with my wife. I know I've mentioned that already, off to the side. And we're just going to talk about the reissue. This is a reissue of My Way because we first released this album almost 10 years ago, before I had posted my viral video of Bohemian Rhapsody, of me on this piano performing Bohemian Rhapsody, that now has almost 60 million views. That album was released before that, and so since then, I know I've got a lot of you amazing, more recent followers who maybe haven't had the chance to dive into my previous music. There's lots of it, not to mention 13 years of being in a band and all that stuff, and then a brief, there's a solo record and a solo EP. But this today we're talking about My Way, which we are reissuing for you folks who are kind of newer discoverers of what I do. And we've got some brand new artwork and that my wife worked really hard on. She's a very talented photographer, and she creates all my visuals and is a big part of our marketing team. And so I want to go through each song, and at the end, I'll take some questions. If you have any questions, we'll do that. And Crystal's going to be checking out your questions. Are we all good on the tech side, Crystal? Everything seemed to be going?
Yeah, everything's good. Do you want to tell those that have been following your career the new song that you're actually adding to this reissue?
Yeah. So we wanted to add something to the album for the reissue, and so I recorded a new song last year. It is "Can't Help Falling in Love," which was made famous by Elvis, and we realized that the theme, the overarching theme on this album is it's kind of a big fat love letter. It's I think it's all love songs, all fairly sappy love songs, right? Except for "Don't Stop Me Now" could be also a kind of love song.
To fun.
To fun. You know, you've got your different kinds of love. You've got agape, you've got romantic, and eros, all the kinds. So it's all in there, folks. Lots of different kinds of love in the My Way album reissue. It's not, my manager made sure to tell me that it's not a re-release, it's a reissue. So that's what it really is. I'm looking at YouTube, babe. Is it a little behind?
Just on the screen. I have it up here. It's doing great.
It's working fine. Okay. Yep. Just making sure because...
Unless that's Instagram. No, that's YouTube.
Yeah. For those of you who've watched my streams before, I've had my share of technical issues since I'm doing the tech. I'm my own tech guy. So that has its both advantages and disadvantages. But It's taken me like 3 or 4 years to figure out how to do this multi-stream thing, and I seem to have gotten it figured out. All right, so we've covered "Take It With Me," "Can't Help Falling in Love." I guess I really didn't talk about it. What can you say about this song? It's one of the original rock and roll love ballads, made famous by Elvis. I recorded this one specifically for an occasion, which so my wife Crystal is Dutch, of Dutch descent, and in the Dutch culture, they like to celebrate the 12 and a half year anniversary of marriage, and then the 25th, and then the 50th, and those are the three kind of really Dutch wedding anniversary celebrations. So when we had our 12 and a half, year and a half ago, 2 years ago,
Sure.
it would have been 24. Yeah. We each gave each other a really nice gift, and my gift for her was recording this song, and I made a little video to go along with it that I played at our party. We had a bunch of friends over, and that's when I debuted the single in front of my wife and friends and family. And you know, I've always that's always been my favorite Elvis song. I've only performed a couple of his songs ever in my life, which is kind of funny. The first time I ever performed an Elvis song was when I was 18 years old, and it was on a talent show in Ottawa, Canada, and I was performing. It was called Homegrown Cafe, and I performed an Elvis gospel song on there, and that was the first time I'd ever done an Elvis song. I want to say it's the first time I've ever recorded. Nope, actually, I recorded an Elvis song on a Christmas record a couple of years ago, Blue Christmas. So this would be the second Elvis song I've recorded. Why not? You know, learn from the greats. So let's talk about the next song. I don't know. Let's go down the list, babe. What's next?
Next we have My Way. Let's
My
start with
Way.
the lead track.
The lead track makes sense. Well, this is my favorite Sinatra song. I also love that he kind of hated it. He was famous for not liking this song because it sounded too pompous. The irony is so thick with that whole situation. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful melody written by originally a French artist, and I can't think of their name right now. It was called Comme d'habitude, which is the translation means as usual. And then Paul Anka kind of rewrote the whole song. Well, he definitely rewrote all the lyrics to suit Sinatra. He wrote it specifically for him because he loved that French song and that melody, and decided to adapt it for Frank. And Frank absolutely killed it. One of the greatest singers, if not the greatest singer of all time. It's definitely in the top three, and you could probably think of who they are pretty quickly. But yeah, I had a great time recording this song. Most of these songs were produced by a great producer here in Nashville, Ben Shive, who is so talented and so easy to work with. I love going, and he lives like not far away from my house, and so I love to just take a quick drive down to his house and just get creative together. And he had a great vision for most of these songs are completely reimaginings of the originals, and we wanted to make sure not to stay too close, especially on the production side of the songs. I don't like to change melodies very much. I like to keep a song the way that people know how to sing along. So that was important to me, but I wanted it to feel more different, more of the day. And I'm so still like, I listened to this whole record just recently, and I'm still so proud of it. I just love the ideas, the musical ideas we came up with. And this one has a real soul jangly feel to it. We got this guy in, and once again, I should have looked up his name, but I forget his name. He played the guitar and the bass and the drums on it, and he just had all this feel that took the song in a whole different direction as a feel, and it gave me a chance to really get into my power range on this one. Had a really fun time singing this song for sure. Next, how about
Do you want to do God Only Knows?
yeah, I was going to do God Only Knows actually. We're on the same page.
Love it.
As always.
Marriage.
Marriage. When you're always on the same
You
page.
should write that song.
Marriage. So God Only Knows, another one of my absolute all-time favorite songs, and if you look at if you Google like what are the greatest songs of all time, this is often number one. Often putting up a fight with Bohemian Rhapsody and a few others, but the Beach Boys is one of those bands that I took for granted as a kid. I heard them everywhere. They were ubiquitous, and I didn't really appreciate just how complex the music was because it was just music to me as a kid. I was like, oh yeah, I know, I'm familiar with what harmony is. We sing harmony in church all the time. Nothing special there, but cool. And it's funny how the older you get and how experienced you get as a musician, you go back to the music you grew up on and you're like, wow, I grew up on some really interesting music. And the Beach Boys is probably the best example of that because it's so singable, so accessible, but also mind-blowing from a muso perspective. You know, musicians today are still trying to capture the genius of Brian Wilson. And I did this one with Ben Shive as well, and wanted it to be really vocal heavy, which is funny to say for a Beach Boys song because they're always vocal heavy. But since I was doing the vocals all by myself, I wanted to make sure that the vocal arrangement was very close to the Beach Boys version, but also had a few little extra elements in there that are from some other of my influences. And it's got a less light feel. Mine's a bit more of a heavy, pensive version of God Only Knows. And that's my second favorite song on this album. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. It is.
You've got some people, before we go to the next song, wondering why you're not singing all of the songs.
Yeah. And that is a really good question for those of you who are asking me, why didn't you just take this opportunity and sing all the songs? Well, I don't know how to play them all. My way, Take It With Me is, well, I know how to play a couple of them, but I know how to play Don't Stop Me Now. I don't
tease them unless you're actually going to do it. That's terrible.
No.
That might be how you have to end it.
Might have to be. It's gonna be rough because Don't Stop Me Now by yourself on the piano it's rough, folks. Let's just be honest.
Well, maybe just a.
I can do like a verse and a chorus. Do a verse and a chorus. Yeah, that's how we'll end the stream. I guess I locked myself into that, but all good. The next one.
Why don't you talk about Don't Stop Me Now?
Don't Stop Me Now, since we brought it up. Don't Stop Me Now is one of my favorite Queen songs. I mean, that's no shocker to anyone. Anyone who's a Queen fan, it's probably in their top 5. But first time I heard Don't Stop Me Now was my roommate in the early 2000s, Brian DeLuca. Just a fantastic specimen of a man, just a great dude. When I was first discovering Queen, it was like early 2000, 2003, something like that. And I finally decided to listen to everyone who was telling me I sound like Freddie Mercury and actually find out more about Queen's music besides just, We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You. And my friend Brian DeLuca was like, oh yeah, man. Like my family and I, we used to, every time we went for a drive, it was always the first song we played was Don't Stop Me Now. And that's my favorite Queen song. I'm like, oh, cool, man. I'll check it out. And I immediately fell in love with that one. It really reminded me a lot of my first influence artist named Keith Green, who's like a piano rocker. And I was like, wow, Freddie Mercury had like a similar thing. And a lot of people will say, well, that's more of his Elton John thing. Well, sure. sounds like Elton John too, and Billy Joel, and that piano-driven rock thing. For me, it's Keith Green. But yeah, it's what can I say about Don't Stop Me Now? The way that I produced it, this is the only self-produced song on the album. I recorded it right here in this room in my home studio, and I wanted to be probably as different as I could make it than the original. And I threw in some horns and really sparse production. Like, I didn't fill it up with too much music. There's not like a piano all the way through. Maybe correct me on that if I'm wrong. I can't remember. But it's very sparse rhythmically. I was using a song that was very, very popular that year that I recorded it as my main influence, and maybe you can guess what song that is. But
I'll start marking down some of the guesses, and we can during the Q&A we can approach that.
If you listen to my Don't Stop Me Now and it reminds you of a song from 2017-ish, throw up your guess the chat.
You also did a really great music video with Robert Halliday.
Right.
That was a whole lot of fun. He's so creative. He's incredible.
Yeah, there's a video for that one too, and Crystal and this video.
Robert.
What do you call him? A videographer?
Yeah, videographer.
Robert Halliday put their heads together as far as the art direction on it, and we got to use the barn of a friend of ours, Ron Block, who is in the band Alison Krauss and Union Station. He lives in the area and was nice enough to let us use his really vibey room to record it. The only thing about his space is that it's not climate controlled, and it was wintertime.
It was very cold.
It was very, very cold. We had to have heaters, and
what was really funny is at one point we were picking up your breath in the music video. And if you go watch the music video, you see it doesn't really fit for all of a sudden there to be random puffs of your...
Why is it cold?
Yeah, exactly. So then I think while Robert was filming, I was standing under you holding a heater so that it heated up the air in front of your face so that you didn't see the...
Yeah. And I remember that being a marriage always on the same page moment as well. Crystal was like, what if I put a heater right down under the piano between your legs and pointed at your face? And I was like, that's not going to work.
It's just science.
And it worked real well, actually. So chalk one up for Crystal's science skills. So yeah, that's Don't Stop Me Now by Queen by Mark Martel. A little bit of a different version for you there.
Do you want to do Unchained Melody? Which
yes.
you also have a music video for.
Yeah, man, I forgot we made so many videos for these songs.
Mm-hmm.
The video was directed by my lovely wife, and we did it in her studio. Real simple, vibey. I love that video. So easy to make, and
well, that came after us throwing so many ideas at the wall and feeling super... At the end of the day, we're so overwhelmed by the production of what we would have to do to, make it all come together. Yeah. And I just remember actually lying on the floor together in the studio, our heads together, and I said, what if we just pare it down? We do one, like a mono light, super moody, and we just slow it down a little bit, and it turned out... I love it.
And we did.
And we did.
One of my favorite songs of all time. One of the greatest love songs I think ever written, and I've been singing this one since my teens. Really, the first time I ever performed it was at my own prom. They had a karaoke thing at my prom, and I sang it, and I knew it really well already at that time. I was 18. And that was a salient moment for me. And once again, a song produced by Ben Shive. Just, I don't know what else to say about that. It's we're gonna clip these songs, and Unchained Melody is not gonna have a very interesting clip, but I'm trying to think of something else I could say about it.
Well, you could always come back to it and start on Take On Me.
Yeah. I'm an 80s kid at heart. Take on Me by Aha. I know they have a couple other really big hits. I know they had one that was in a Bond film. And they're still... They put up a YouTube video a few years ago of them performing this song, and they still got it. It's pretty awesome to see. But I think every time I hear that song, it's just obvious to me that the lead singer thought to himself, I'm gonna write a song where I get to use my entire range. What's my lowest note? Let's put that one in there. And what's my highest note that doesn't sound like I'm squeezing too hard? He put them all in there. And it's a blast to sing, obviously. And the lyrics are really funny in that one because you can tell, with all due respect, that they were written by a person whose second language is English or third language. But which kind of makes it gives it a kind of a charming quality. It's kind of a quirky thing. And when a English-born person reads the lyrics, it's like, what does he mean by that? They sound like really simple words, but I'm not quite sure what he's getting at. But anyway, that one also was recorded by Ben Shive, and I had a kind of a clear vision for this one. I wanted it to swing because to me, this song sounds like it always could have had a swing to it, although the original is completely straight, almost like computer straight. And I thought, why not make it more of a swinging big band kind of thing? And when we actually got the horn section in there in the studio, that day was so fun because it finally all came together and it sounded like I had wanted to hear it in my head. It's Ben and I had a lot of fun doing that one because it's like, oh man, I can't believe no one's ever done this before. Maybe they have. I can't claim that I'm the first because I don't know for sure, but I had never heard anyone else do it that way. And it was a blast to record. And if you listen all the way to the end of the song, which I hope you do, you'll see a little tip of the cap to the original because it goes from swing to straight right near the end, and I think it feels really cool once you get to the straight part. Take on me. That's not take me on. He does say take me on in the song, so he kind of flips it.
Mm-hmm, he sure does. Okay, before we get to the Q&A, let's talk a couple things here. Where can people find your music and videos?
All of my music and my videos are all at the obvious places. So Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Probably find me on Facebook, even TikTok, even though I'm not on TikTok, which people keep telling me I need to get on TikTok.
Well, I think you have a TikTok. I don't think you touch it.
That's right. Other people do my TikTok for me on their own channels.
I also wanted to talk about an amazing artist that we're working with locally. His name is Dean Riley. And as we were going through the record, recognizing that it was one fat love letter, we thought, well, why don't we create a beautiful image to go along with that, just to represent aspects of each song and how it all ties together. So we're working with him. Mm-hmm. We are going to be printing these for purchase, and then we're going to do a limited run of 50 signed by you. Mm. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. That's coming down the pipe, but his work is amazing. I can't wait to see what he's got.
Should I tell a story about how we met him?
Sure.
We were shopping in 12th South area of Nashville a few weeks ago, and we bumped into this guy there behind the counter, and he was... how did we even discover he's an artist?
I don't know. Him and I started chatting, and I immediately looked up his Instagram and thought, oh my goodness, I love your work. We have to work together somehow. And because My Way was coming out, I thought, I wonder if there's some creative way that we can incorporate his art with your art. Yeah. And he and I hopped on a call a couple weeks ago, figured something out, and we're both really excited about it.
Yeah, he started showing us his art at the store, and I was like, what? This stuff is incredible.
He's also followed your career a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I think when you get two people who appreciate each other's art, it's
Yeah, that's a lot of
magic.
fun when
Mm-hmm.
you know really respect each other and kind of collaborate. So yeah, I look forward to you guys getting to see whatever he makes. He hasn't made it yet, but we're gonna make a limited run of this poster that represents the album My Way, and I'm gonna sign. You said 50,
50, yep.
and we'll get those into your hands.
And then do you want to tell everyone about what they can look forward to on YouTube this year?
Well, yes. I was like, what are you talking about?
I was like,
Only
my
the thing
goodness.
that I've been spending months on. So the next thing after My Way that I want you guys to get really excited about. So, you know that I've been loosely associated with this band called Queen for the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. Wow. We're getting up there. And I've recorded one of their deep tracks, Bohemian Rhapsody, a couple times. Bohemian Rhapsody is, well, some people would say it's one of their really good songs. And I've recorded it a couple times. I've done, obviously, the piano vocal thing on YouTube. I did a reimagining of it with Ben Shive once again. On my Thunderbolt and Lightning album, which is all Queen covers. And I recorded it as well when I first started getting into Queen. As an exercise in what are Queen doing on the recordings in this incredible song, I recorded Bohemian Rhapsody by myself in my little bedroom. And this was like 2003 when I was first discovering Queen. And I don't think I'm ever going to let you guys hear that because I listened to it recently, and it's pretty bad.
Well, now they're going to want to hear it.
Well, it's too bad. You're just not going to get it.
No.
So anyway, I've recently recorded it again, and this time the whole goal was to record it as closely as humanly possible to the original. And I've teamed up with Produce Like a Pro. That's run by Warren Hewart, who's a producer I've worked with. English guy who spends a lot of time in Los Angeles as well, and he's a huge Queen fan. And
I think he's in the chats currently.
is he really?
Yeah.
Hey, Warren.
I wondered. I saw produce like a pro, and I was like, I think that's Warren.
And we have spent. Well, the first goal was to get it out by Christmas, which, looking back now, is ridiculous because how do you? And we started in. Maybe October or November. No, it was after the European tour. We got home in November and started working on it. And so Warren has enlisted a ton of his legendary musician friends. I don't have the list right in front of me, but we'll talk about it when the video releases. But anyway, we spent months re-recording Bohemian Rhapsody as close as we could get it to the original, which was a really, really fun process. Warren loves to nerd out about every little aspect of the production of things. That's kind of his big gift and talent. And if you're a musician who loves that kind of thing, make sure you check out Produce Like a Pro's YouTube page, and lots of resources there for anyone who spends time in a studio, mixing, engineering, musicianship, and all that stuff, studio tours, you name it. I've always loved working with Warren, and can't wait for you guys to hear our new version of YouTube. And we filmed ourselves doing it, so everyone involved, the musicians, drums, bass, keys, background vocals, me, we filmed every take. So you're going to see it's kind of like one of those, a lot of the videos that came out a lot during the pandemic where you have like the at-home recordings with all the squares and everybody doing their thing. It's that in that style. And so I didn't only record my voice, but I also recorded the video, which is a ton of work, but worth it. Can't wait for you to hear that. That's coming out in a couple months, probably in June. So look out for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We've got a couple questions. Do you want to answer them?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we've got Tatiana. She wants to know why you wear headphones in all your videos.
So the purpose of wearing headphones is so that I can hear my own voice in a really nice way. But most importantly, if I wasn't playing the piano, I wouldn't really need the headphones. This is to be able to hear the piano, this is a digital piano, actually. It looks like a real piano, but so that I can, when I'm recording, when I'm playing the piano, you can't, if you're standing in the room, you can't actually hear it. The audio of the piano is going through my computer into my headphones. And it just, as a recording artist, it's just a comfortability thing for me to have headphones on and to be able to hear every nuance in my voice and to know what you guys are hearing as closely as possible.
Okay, so this is interesting. We've got Copenhagen Collab asking if you would ever consider doing a Robbie Williams song.
Go figure.
Uh-huh.
That's a interesting question. Robbie Williams. I just watched his movie Better Man, and I really enjoyed it. It was very different as far as the artistic take they took on the whole thing. And if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it. But yeah, that song Angels, I've always loved it. Every time I hear it, I'm like, man, what a great melody. I was just talking to my wife a few days ago about possibly recording that one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not like a recording, but just a YouTube video that I do this year or something like that.
Could be one of your one takes.
Could be one of my one takes.
Which that is a high possibility.
Sure.
So we've got Mr. Solis asking, can you sing any Spanish songs? I don't even know if I know this. Oh, yeah, I do.
I like La Bamba.
No. Hey,
What else?
How Many Kings?
Oh, yeah. So my Christmas song, How Many Kings, was translated a few years ago for release in Latin America. And what I did was, since I don't speak Spanish, I had someone who is a singer, record themselves singing it in Spanish. And I listened word for word and made sure that the pronunciation was good. And there's actually a version of that. I don't even know where you can find that. They released it in Latin America. But How Many Kings? ¿Cuál otro rey is the Spanish version of that song. Other than that, La Bamba, and there is Canta y no llores. I've sung that one in Mexico a couple times, which is always fun. Just the big fat hits. You got to play the hits.
We've got That'll Show 'Em asking any songs you wish you could add to My Way. He asks about she I don't know, Simply the Best.
Yeah. Yeah, that one didn't make the cut, unfortunately. Sometimes you record songs and realize maybe this isn't for everyone, maybe it's just for myself. Songs, I was just thinking about this the other day. Was there a song that I wanted? Yeah, I had designs on recording Like a Prayer by Madonna. And I sat down and played, because I heard it on the radio a few months ago. And I had forgotten how well I know that song. I know like all the lyrics. And I sat down at the piano that day when I got home and I was like, wow, I could kind of do a version of this, but I haven't quite figured out how to do it and make it feel good, but not sound too much like the original, if that makes sense. So I may or may not be currently working on that.
Time will tell. So your next two shows are in Patchogue on April 26th and then Providence on April 27th. But we have someone asking if you're coming back to Germany.
Am I coming back to Germany? When am I not coming back to Germany? Every year we come to Germany. So you Germans, just get ready. This fall, go to my website, markmartelmusic.com, and click on the tour button, and it'll show you all of the shows that we have in Germany. And there are many for 2025, and we're currently working on 2026 as well, and then 2027. So Germany loves not only David Hasselhoff, but Mark Martel and One Vision of Queen. Just check out our dates, and we will definitely, since the size of Germany is relatively small compared to how many shows we're doing in Germany, we're bound to be close enough for you to come see the show.
All right. I think that's it, babe.
Is that everything? Yeah, so my next 2 shows, Patchogue and Rhode Island.
Yeah,
Providence, Rhode Island.
Mhm.
That's coming up in a couple weeks.
April 26th and 27th.
And we'll see you there if you're in the Northeast. I'm trying to think if there's anything more that I wanted to say. We have been streaming for, I don't know how long, maybe half an hour or so. Oh, 45 minutes. There you go. Just look at the clock because you started at 2. So I think that's everything we wanted to cover. Check out My Way, the album, on Apple Music. Look out for our new version of Bohemian Rhapsody coming out in a couple months. Check out my tour dates. And I'm delaying playing Don't Stop Me Now right now because I locked myself into it. So let me make sure. Is my piano on? Yep. You know what? I'm going to turn off the violins because I don't think Don't Stop Me Now needs violins. There we go. And I'm going to change to a different piano sound. Crystal approves. Oh, reverb. We need reverb. Tonight I'm gonna have myself. That's wrong. Tonight I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive. And the world, I'll turn it inside out. Yeah, I'm floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a shooting star, leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car, passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time. Don't stop, yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. La da 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 da, da 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 da, la da da da, la da da. Peace to you all. Happy Saturday.